for over 10 years. The Bromptons block right here is a key part of that undergrounding. Yet despite the 3 to 4 year delay in completing the Bromptons, County is still unprepared to finalize the process. In fact, the plans aren't even completed. However, the narrowing at this street, North Pollard Street, has created a one-way entrance exit of a two-way street. In this February, 24 condos will open up, and the retail, which we hope to be successful, but egress and exit of North Pollard Street is very difficult already because it's so narrow, because the phone pole is there. That's not supposed to be there because it was supposed to be part of the undergrounding. If you are a member of the county board next year, will you commit to a timetable like the one the chief building inspector did for the Bromptons this year? Part of that timetable was any time there was a due action by Arlington County, you turned it around in 1 week. Something submitted to you, turned around in a week, and submitted back to whoever was responsible, VDOT or Dominion. So that Arlington County's part was a fast turnaround, and we get undergrounding within 6 to 9 months. Thank you.
Okay, there's a lot to that question. and I appreciate it. It sounds like it's been a lot of bother to a lot of people in the community, and it's going to not necessarily get better in the short term. It'll be difficult. I'm actually an engineer by trade and by education, and so I have to admit I'm not familiar with the details that I would be if I was sitting on the board now of the challenges of that undergrounding, and coordinating a lot of highway things is something that requires a bird's eye view and giving the authority to the right people to make it happen well. And it sounds like some of that's been done well, not other things. Dominion Virginia Electric is a difficult company to work with at times, and they're not necessarily sometimes politically on your side. But I'd certainly make every effort to make that happen. I work with Dominion on a lot of electrical issues as a profession. So I wish I knew more about why that's come about as it has, and address those specific issues. It brings up the whole issue of growth, and I don't think Arlington's primary goal, it should be growth. I think that we need to recognize we're entering a period of time where growth will slow down, and we need to manage our county government's growth and spending to be commensurate with that and prioritize our spending accordingly. That's a little off topic, but yes. Thanks for the question.
Thanks. This has clearly been a great frustration, as many of these issues along the highway have been. I know Maureen, you and I have spent time walking the streets from one end to the other over the years with various kinds of problems. This particular issue, and I don't know it inside out, but from my understanding of it, let me say first, the answer to your last question is yes. I do think the timetable is a good idea, and I don't think we have to wait until 3rd of January, since I'm in the seat now. Whatever happens in the election, I'll be happy to work with you over the next month to see if we can get a timetable. That seems reasonable. From what I understand the situation, though, part of the difficulty does have to do with the fact that the highway is a VDOT road, and some of the complications that are delaying some of the things that we'd like to do are related to the fact that not only we're dealing with the utility company, which has its own rights and powers under Virginia law, but also that we have to deal with VDOT. One of the things that I'm told is that there is a potential short-term fix that will at least address the problem to some degree, giving a few extra feet before the long-term one gets in. But even that, we have to go through this process, and it takes a couple of months getting VDOT approval. So it is going to be challenging because, unlike the situation with Bromptons, where we have a private party, here we have a state institution and a state utility, so that definitely does make it more challenging. But I agree with you that this is critically important. Our community has to be walkable. It has to be easy to get along the major streets and get to the bus stops, which obviously there's a bus stop right out here for the 30 to 15. People need to be able to get to it safely. And so we do everything we can with such powers as the county has to try and ensure that it happens. And I'd be happy to work with you on seeing that we get it done in a timely fashion as is humanly possible.
Well, I actually experienced the one-way entrance on Pollard when I turned in tonight. I believe the gentleman in the back in the yellow shirt had gotten a ride or something, was getting out, and waited for him to get down the street. And you've certainly been a patient community, just with what you've had to deal with getting your fire station built. So I think some kind of timetable to get the underground done is a very reasonable request. And I was reading about how they're having issues now with the terminus point. They're going to have to move it. I think that we need to do anything that we can as board members to help you get through that process as quickly as possible.